Hello and welcome to Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures on what have been two of the most glorious days we've had so far this year. I have a story to tell. I've had a cuppa. So why don't you sit back, relax, put your feet up. Why don't you enjoy your cuppa? And welcome once again to Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. Well, here I am, and I'm about to go inside my netted cage. I built a door, by the way. I'll show you that later on. And I've been tidying up lots and lots. So this is it, completed. Well, I had a bit of fun with these frames because, as you remember, there's two pieces sticking up in the air. I got one down, that was fine. I couldn't get this one down here. And so what I did, I took the whole frame part apart at the top. Well, that was fine, but as soon as you take one screw out and the next screw out and the other screw out, the whole thing collapses, which was quite fun. I tried in the end to put it back together. I have done, but as you may be able to see, there's a great big chunk of wood now holding it up in the right place, well, almost the right position. So we have a fully netted frame. I've done an extension, as I said I would, so this part here where the strawberries are is now extended out, and we've made a nice little box area, so this frame actually could come off now because the birds can't get in and steal my strawberries, which has happened in the past actually. So the frame's doing really well. The netting, it was 4 meters wide by 25 meters long. And so what I did was, the frame itself is 4 meters. I've had to put a little extension on the end over here at the back, where the fence is between me and the next door neighbours, and which I've done so. I put a little extension on, and that now means that this really is fully covered, which is brilliant because I've been able to undo some of the covering in here. I will be putting fleeces over some of the plants at some point. Yeah, so 4 meters by 25. I had to do a little extension on this bit here, but that's fantastic and that's fine. It's working really well. It's very odd now because I have to come in over here. The only way I can get in is through the gate. And well, oh, also I've had to put a stake here because in order to utilize this, what was sticking up in the air, I finally got it to stick down, but it sticks out. So one day I might cut that off if I can find my hacksaw, of course. Well, the frame is complete. So what else have I been up to here on the Yorkshire allotment? Well, why have I put netting around my raised bed? Well, it's not netting, it's a fleece, because in here I've transplanted some carrots. And of course, the carrot fly, even though it's raised off the floor, I've decided to put extra protection around it, also for night time as well. And I can pop a bit of fleece on top. So it's going all the way around the raised bed. In here also, so about companion planting, I've got onions in here. I'll take a photograph actually for you all. I've got onions in here. I've also got rocket, wild rocket, and that's a bit of a a ground cover. It grows and you can just pick it, but it grows along the ground, so it covers all up for weeds and all those things. You can plant all three together, so you can put carrots with it, and the onions will stop hopefully the carrot fly because of their strong smell, and it'll also protect as well the rocket. Each one also will give a different nutrient into the soil which the others can feed off. So as I said, I've got rocket, onions, and I've got carrots, and they will live happily here until they're all matured. Isn't that great? So yes, that's what I've done. Over tonight, if it gets really cold, I don't think it will, this fleece will cover that anyway. So yeah, marvellous. Well, here I am next to my door. Now it's made out of, do you remember the green poles that I got? Well, I've used 2 of those for the outside. I've got some old steel poles that came off an old polytunnel and some bamboo canes to do the braces. And it's covered with netting and it's very light and it's held on here. It's actually rotating with, of course, what better than cable ties? That's really a brilliant thing. And it seals it up. I can either use a brick at the bottom or I've got a piece of but it's old, I think it's cable. Looks like it's 6 course. It must be like telephone cable or something like that. Anyway, my new door. It's brilliant. This is the only way in and out, by the way. And it takes some getting you. I walked into the netting about 3 times over there. But once I get used to it, when my mind gets going, I put outside now my French Tarragon. Do you remember last year? I think it was early last year. I got 3 plants that were really dead and dying, and there were little plants in the middle of this bucket. This one has spread all over. Look at that, individual plants. I suppose I could take those out there and get lots and lots of plants. I'm not going to do. I'm going to leave it. Oh, it smells delicious. And I put them outside here next to my raspberries, because this wall here gets really, really warm. Lots of sun for most of the day. Well, here I am inside my greenhouse, and before I go today, I've just been rearranging, because down this side I'm going to start preparing the soil for my butternut squash, and they're doing really well. Look at that, really nice. And they'll go in the ground, not yet, but shortly. Some really good news, by the way. Last year, my old lavender plant, it used to be my nanan's, she had it for 40 plus years. I've had it at least 10 years, so really old. Unfortunately, it got some sort of disease. I think a bug had got to the roots, and virtually overnight it died. Well, luckily for me, last year when I was cutting it back, I saved some of the cuttings, put them in pots, and just kept my fingers crossed, never expecting them to come to life. This has come to life. Look at those beautiful green shoots on the top, and even a little one down here, that's starting to come as well. So that means Nanan's lavender plant is still going strong, and that's what I love. Funny enough, there's a piece of the lavender outside in another pot. It's been outside for ages, and I went to look at it today, thinking it had died off, and there's a really small green leaf coming. So it looks like that isn't dead quite yet. So we'll keep fingers crossed, and let's go to to West Yorkshire. I think it's Sheila in West Yorkshire. A great tip, Sheila. Thanks very much. Of course, I talked about buckets, didn't I? Here we go. Excuse me. Buying a bucket for £1. Well, Sheila says, why not pop to a florist? That's where she gets all hers from, and they're normally free. So you could ask a florist, and see if they've got any buckets. And she says she's had lots and lots of fantastic potatoes out of buckets. So thanks for that, Sheila. Now we're going to pop across quickly to Canada, to Ali, my rusty garden. And Ali, you finally have got some seeds in the ground, and it's just brilliant. So good luck, Ali, with the rest of your growing season. You've put peas in the ground. Oh, after all that snow, you must be so relieved. Well, once again, thank you very much for watching Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures, and I'll see you here next time on my Yorkshire Allotment. Ta-ra for now.